Welcome back to the Manor. Julian McBain here, and this is my 31st Saturday vlog. So, I gotta share this with you guys. This actually happened last weekend, but it happened on Sunday, so I've been kind of itching all week to share this with you. So, last weekend my family had its 4th of July kind of gathering, which I know was late, but I'm not the one in control of such things. Parties generally aren't my thing anyway. So we have our quote-unquote 4th of July thing. Get a few fireworks, barbecue, that sort of thing. The typical fare, generic, stereotypical American barbecue. And a friend of our family's shows up. His name is JD, and he runs a podcast. Oh, no, those are bristlehogs. Okay, looking for the long tooth. But he was also a radio host for on our local radio stations for 30 years. And he runs a podcast, and his podcast is shot in a professional studio. Right, we're talking, not just a computer with a webcam and a decent mic. We're talking, actual TV cameras, production booth, all, the whole nine. And he invited me to the studio because I do these videos. Actually, more specifically, he invited me to the studio because I do the McBain moments, and I was blown away. I don't even know how to respond to this. It's awesome. But it's wait a second. I'm nobody. Okay. Looks like it's busy today. No. Can we not target something someone else is attacking? Thank you. So now we're trying to figure out timing on that, and that's going to take a little bit because he does his filming during normal business hours, and I work during normal business hours, so it's going to take a bit for us to sort out. But I needed to share that with you because I'm just that stuff doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's all local, but even a local quote-unquote celebrity, no, I can't say quote-unquote, he was a radio host, he's basically a household name. To have a local celebrity take notice, even in a small community, means a lot. Come on. So yeah, I had to share that with you. And something else I need to share is I'm getting really irritated that people don't check their targets before they just start shooting. But that one worked out. Most of the time I have to give up the target because inevitably you always get blamed. When two people shoot at the same target, doesn't matter who actually shot it at first, you're always guilty. But I think that guy picked up on the fact that the long tooth was running toward me. And he's like, oh, this other guy must have shot him first and he moved on. Which I'm glad about, because the last time that happened, I did shoot first. I had him down 3 or 4 ticks. And global 63 ped. Nice. And to be fair, the server was experiencing a shitload of lag, right? So I'm not going to get too overly pissy about it, but we're both shooting at it. It was obviously moving toward me, and he gets pissed at me and says, "Don't shoot at my targets." It's like, dude. But, you know, things like this happen. You're gonna meet nice people and not nice people in any game. Thankfully, the 99.9% of the Entropia community is amazing. Like, truly amazing. You don't find a community like this in any other MMO. At least not in my experience. Mature, know what they're doing, and understanding if mistakes happen. You know, basically all adult. And I think it helps that, you know, Mindark has the age 13 rule, which I know gets broken, but fact of the matter is that because of the complexities of the economy and the fact that it's real money, that kind of forces the player base to be older. Because teenagers, not older teenagers, but like 13, 14, that 13, 14, 15 demographic that is often dominates the chat. And I'm not trying to rag on children. I've got children this age demographic, or a child this age demographic, but let's be facing it. When you're 13, everything is, you know, something goes wrong and the world falls apart. It's just the way it is. You know, I was 13 once. I remember how it was. Life was a stage and everything was dramatic, and when one thing went wrong, then the world fell apart. That's just the way it was. What's this town? So yeah, when I get to meet with JD, I don't know if he wants to do an interview or if it's just a tour of the studio, so that we can talk shop about things like cameras and audio equipment, and so I can see what an actual production studio looks like, because my quote-unquote production studio is kind of sad. I mean, for what it is, I'm very happy with it. But it's definitely not a, you know, a professional studio, and I'm sure you can tell that with my Big Bang Moments videos. But, you know, but I am proud of what I put into this work, this area that I work in. But if it turns out to be an interview, or if in the future he does one, I'll make sure that it's posted, or you'll be able to get linked to it so that you can watch it. So, trying to think. It's been a rather busy week. I posted the blog on Wednesday. Oh, better answer this. So far, so good. I posted the blog on Wednesday, the case for Entropia Universe, because my Is Entropia Universe a scam video exploded, relatively speaking. I mean, for me it exploded. As of last night, it was 136 views, and I've never had a video get that many views on the week of release before. So I'm blown away. Thank you guys for watching, and I really appreciate it. So I made the case for Entropia Universe, and I'm working on a longer form piece on that, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. But it's not the case for Entropia Universe, it's more like, I don't know, it's kind of developing. It's more talking about, you know, a lot of Entropia YouTubers do how to make money in Entropia Universe, and they're all good. They're all good, but I'm not sure I could succinctly talk about that in a video. And so I've decided to write it down, and whether that's going to just be kind of like a script or notes for a video on that topic, or if I'm just going to put it out on the website and say, hey guys, go link to this on the website. I haven't decided yet. But when I started it, I figured it'd be like the standard length of a blog post, which for me, a standard blog post is anywhere between 1 and 3 pages long. Standard format pages on Google Docs. This one's 11. I apparently had a lot more to say than I was expecting, and it's not done. Like, not even close. So, I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. I don't know how I'm going to put that out. It will go out when I'm done. I have committed to finishing this piece and making sure it's available to you, but I don't know when or how that's going to look. If it gets long enough, I might even put it out on Kindle. I haven't decided yet. I have decided I'm going to do that with Ghosts of the Past, my first fiction novel that I joint wrote with Rachel Morningvale. And then when I'm done with Hunting the Jackal, I'm going to do that way too. I was working with my old publisher, and just the timing isn't working out for either of us, so I'm just going to self-publish it. And then, you know, this is nothing negative on my old publisher. My old publisher was Fantastic Journeys Publishing. They're out of Idaho. They're a fantastic group of people, but they have, you know, currently their slate is full, and I tried to squeeze in, you know, I'm like, hey guys, if you have time, can we republish this book? And they said, we'll do our best, but we got a full slate. Okay, fine. And it just turns out they don't have the ability right now. So, go check them out, fantasticjourneyspublishing.com. They're, like I said, they're a great group of people. They put out some good stuff, so please go check them out. That sounds like a boon here. Oh, it's Dragonfly. So yeah, lots of things in the works. And I don't know what the publication schedule for any of those are going to be. I do want to put Ghosts out by the end of the year, and so I'm going to finish working on this. Right now it's an extended essay on Entropia Universe, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to do one final read through of Ghosts. I'm going to get that up on Kindle. And now I'm going to finish editing Hunting the Jackal. For any of you who have ever thought about writing a novel, which I encourage everyone to make the attempt. You don't have to actually publish it. You don't have to do anything with it. You don't even have to like what you did. But for anyone who thought about making the attempt, some words of advice. Writing the book isn't the hard part. Believe it or not. And trust me, the writing part is hard enough. But it's not the hard part. The hard part is in the editing. Because you write the book and then you set it aside. It's called letting it cool off. So you set it aside for several months. Like, you have to, like, set it aside. And then you come back to it and you read through it again. And you rewrite it. And probably 50% of your original work is going to disappear, replaced with new. Because you're going to find plot holes, and you're going to find issues, and you're going to find continuity errors, you're going to find mistakes, you're going to find, you know, things that don't make sense. Because that's what happens when you write a first draft. You're just writing. You don't pay attention to anything. Don't pay attention to spelling. Don't pay attention when you do your first draft. You're not supposed to pay attention to anything. Don't care about spelling. Don't care about grammar. Don't care about paragraphs. Don't care about run-on sentences. Okay, fine. So you go back and you edit it, and the second draft is where you go through and you worry about all of the technical issues like grammar and spelling and shit like that. But you also go through and make sure there are no continuity errors or anything like that. This will take you longer than the original write. And honestly, although you don't strictly have to with the advent of computers, I recommend typing it, have the original document on one screen or on one half of a screen and have the new document on the other, and just type it from scratch. Reading from the old and adjusting as you go. That's how I do it. because when I tried doing it inside the document, because my second and third drafts were actually I saved a separate file, but they were rewritten inside the document. It actually caused more problems. So I would recommend just doing it in a separate document. And let the words flow again. And then you set it aside for several months and you do it a third time. And by the time you get to your fifth draft-ish, things start to actually feel like a real book. Now, this is why it takes so long to put books out. I'm not talking George R.R. Martin long. He takes like a decade to do something that should take a couple of years, but this is why it takes so long to put books out. And so, Ghosts of the Past took me 9. I'm on draft 10. My final production, my final edition production, because I put out one edition and it was out for a couple months and I pulled it. I think I sold a dozen copies because I wasn't satisfied. I went through it again and I wasn't satisfied. And so, anyway, put it out, pulled it, rewrote it again, much happier with the result this time. And I'm doing the same with Hunting the Jackal, but because of the experience of the first one, the second one is a lot easier. Unfortunately, I have let it cool for far longer than I should have. By an order of magnitude. Like, I think the last time I touched Hunting the Jackal was 5 years ago. Nope, that's not what I want to hunt. That's what I want to hunt. So that's all on the docket. I'm going to try to get all of that done by the end of the year. I'm not sure that's going to happen, but we'll see what happens. And, yeah, go from there. The funny thing is if I had known about Entropia Universe before I wrote Ghosts of the Past, which Entropia Universe was only 2 or 3 years old, and I was still, my home connection was still a dial-up. So, I live in Vermont, okay? We didn't get real broadband in Vermont until damn close to 2010, I think. Not in all areas, anyway. Like, it was available in some places and not in others. My family was only able to get dial-up where their home is in the last 3 or 4 years. So think about that for a minute. And there are places in the state that still can't. I mean, most can get DSL, but DSL is, I still call DSL dial-up. It's not much better than it. But, I mean, you couldn't play MMOs on dial-up. So, but I could have easily set it in Entropia Universe if I had wanted to when I initially wrote it. That being said, I'm still enjoying writing the Entropia fiction, and that's something that I know I'm long overdue to do. So I need to think about how I'm going to do my next Entropia fiction piece, whether it's going to be set on Cyrene or not. I think I'm really enjoying writing the Cyrene pieces because I feel that Cyrene is an underserved community. And that's why I spend a lot of time on Cyrene. One, because it is an underserved community, but it's also a planet that I don't think a lot of people have spent enough time on to really appreciate it. And it's because global 55 pet is, nope, 54 pet, okay. Like, what are the rounding rules? 2 globals in 1 video. Damn. I'm gonna call this the global vlog. But that being said, there are other places I need to visit again, and there are a couple places I've never been. Like, I've never been to Next Island. Been in the game a year and a half. I'm approaching 2 years, and I've never been to Next Island. And as for Rocktropia, I've been there twice, only in the starting area, and it was just a touchdown and either pick up someone who needed a taxi or drop them off. That's it. So, I really do, and I'll just turn the music off when I get there. I've been hesitating to go to Rocktropia because of the music and the whole 80s thing. Hairbands and my nightmares. Which is ironic because two of my favorite artists are John Bon Jovi. Who I don't know, I think he did the hair thing back in the 80s, but not like the big hair thing. But I have a certain appreciation for David Bowie, who was a hairband artist, but it's because of The Labyrinth. The movie The Labyrinth is the reason I like David Bowie. I was never really a fan of his music per se. I appreciate his artistic talent. I do. But in the movie Labyrinth, he did very, very well. It was just his band was never one that I really paid attention to. But yeah, it's a spot that I haven't been and I need to go. I recognize this, and I know that Rocktropia is the third most populated planet in the Eclipso system. So at some point I am going to have to go and kind of explore, and there's some cool shit you can get on Rocktropia, and I know this. And I'm talking more than just the Motorhead albums. You can get beer there. Smuggle it back to Calypso, because there's a law against it. See if we can get one more global before we wrap this up. I mean, okay, I largely doubt it, but what the hell, right? Take that one. So yeah, we'll see what happens after migration. I haven't really decided. I do want to go back to Cyrene. I did finish up the FAP Epic Quest, or Mission Chain. And I do want to start work. I think I want to do the Epic Noob Chain. That is a series that is going to happen. My only concern is if I start that chain, I'm going to want to finish that chain before I leave Cyrene again. And that's going to easily carry me through Halloween Mayhem. But you know what? I might do it anyway. Because that's where my interests lie. I wish I'd been able to do the same thing with more of the Calypso missions. Like I did the Fort Fury run. And I liked to do that because that way people, anyone who's looking to try to get the Fort Fury series done, if they get stuck, they have some sort of guidance. And that's why I do those videos. Like with the Epic FAP, it was pretty easy. It was far less complicated than I thought it was. Okay, now kill this group of mobs. Okay, now kill this group of mobs. And basically, this is where you will find these mobs. And that's cool. That means I could do one video per type, and it was done. And the only thing that really became the hang-up was killing all those damn Tide Claws. Which was really what made the Epic Mission Chain that epic. Although, if you're doing it when you're at the proper level for it, instead of way over level like I was, it's going to take you some time, and you're going to get some serious skills out of it. Like, I got some serious skills out of it, and I'm way over level for that quest chain. But you'll get some serious skills out of it. So I'm not dumping on the quest chain. I'm seriously not dumping on it. Although I'm really concerned for a newbie trying to farm the bone and meat from Tide Claws. And you just have to find the level 3s, and the best part about the Tide Claws is you can outrun them. Sometimes you got to turn around and run a little bit and turn back around and back up. But you can't outrun them, which means you can, if you're strategic about it, you can fight the Tide Claws without ever getting hit, because they will not be able to reach you. That being said, it's not always the easiest thing to do. Right? So, there is that. So yeah, I think, and the reason I want to do the epic new mission chain is because, well, I want all the Tyrellian gear. Know what I'm saying? Apparently the clothier there, the Tyrellian clothier gives you stuff for doing the epic new mission chain, which I did not expect. So, let's do one more. One more and we'll call it. Because apparently after mowing the lawn I got to split wood today, and it's going to be 91 degrees and 99% humidity. That's going to be fun. Although, with the amount of heat and the humidity index, I suspect we're going to have thunderstorms this afternoon, which I'm perfectly fine with. Just means I need to make sure my ass is away from all the metal equipment before the lightning starts dropping. There we go. 12 ped, maybe 13? Let's see. Oh, hi. Yeah, we'll call that 12 ped. Or 11 ped. 11 ped, excuse me. Doing the math there, and I'm like, something's not adding up. Pull him away from the herd so that we don't get another one. It'd be really cool if I global on this one just for shits and giggles. Come on. Burn them down. No. Okay, guys, I gotta go. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe down below. Please make sure you check out my website, McBainManor.com. Link is in the description. Most recent blog is the case for Entropia Universe, so make sure you check that out. Also, check out my sponsor, Critical Links. The link to her site, her Etsy page, is also in the description down below. Guys, it has been amazing. Oh, one last shout out. Make sure you check out Scotty_C93. He's newer to the space. He's from Oz. He puts out some really awesome content. And so I really want to encourage you to go check him out. So go check out Scotty_C93. Guys, I really appreciate all the support. You all have a wonderful day.